today. First, let me give you the history of my being here. We had this interaction with the government. The new RG invited the union leadership. For your information, first of all, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Jomo Regina Gray. I am popularly called Yellow Machine. I am the president of Supreme Motorcycle Transport Union of Liberia and the lead campaigner against the government evil, wicked, a regulation referred to as no-go zone. Since the process started, I have now had a single night at my home. I always been in the street, either running away from one policeman or another, or seeing street people around me. I've been threatened by the current 102. And you know, there was like a serious battle for God being God. The God that we share when you are doing the right thing, no matter what people do. They go and kill me. I mean, I don't have the sophistication, but God stood by us. Fellow motorcyclists, there are institutions in this country that probably you may overlook because you don't see them on social media, they are not doing the regular politics. But I want all of you by round to stand and give a big reverend salute to the Sands family. Thank you, you can have a seat. We wrote thousands of letters. We wrote the vice president, we wrote the speaker, we wrote the U.S. embassy. You just name them. But it appeared in Molobo signature, right? So maybe our letter was there, probably people are using it for other reasons. You see the people that concerned? This is the only institution that call us. I say we send a letter. They call us and say, gentlemen, we heard about your issue. Your issue is a serious issue that will cause serious problem. It is the livelihood. The first disclaimer the chairman registered was, he tell me, chief, for me, I'm not in politics. I hope politicians are supporting your chief. Somebody want to take my food from my table and say, politicians want to tell me how to eat. See, I'm big, yet in another debate. They think I'm surviving on. They put it in one ticket. Do I need politicians to tell me to go step on my right? So, honorable chairman, I beg you. That other thing, they pay here, not even major fund. Then they say, they see me. And so, when I have this conversation with him, he invited me for me when I appear to make our case. With all the different interaction we have on the radio, back and forth, police going on the radio, we get pepper spray, we get baton, this, that, this. I mean, we do that. Yeah, go, you buy pepper spray, not buy, cool pepper spray. Okay, we here. Hey, I'm going to make it up for one thing. I want to buy pepper spray, but no problem, we here waiting for you. So it has been like a serious war between practically the government and us, the motorcyclists. I have just been privileged to be the head of the motorcyclists. And so, every corner you pass, there's a yellow machine that they police. So the debate is just on everywhere. And sometimes going places that will be high and all those kind of things. Because you can't expose yourself too much at government and cable doing anything. But still stood with us and still standing with us. Honorable Chairman and the leadership, you are proving beyond all reasonable doubt that STEM is the biggest civil society organization in Liberia. Imagine we plan to put them for money. We did our lay awareness. The other group did awareness, right? They went around, they have PA system. I mean, they got money now, they get all the P radio stations. Who for all I got for many radio stations they will go to. Papa, they are 10 minutes and they're telling you, they're going to also can communicate. And what they have about my motorcycle, even in the show in the middle, you give me 10 minutes, one talk. All of them will be there. So you can go, you can hire a 2-hour show, you talk about all your things. They get 1 year the yellow machine. That small information, that whole talk show, they will give you all the other things a yellow machine for all the 1 year. So I mean, let's not no problem. For me, I'm going to do my own awareness too. Go by, day 4 yesterday. Today, gentlemen, the only thing you're going to do for all. Fire back. The government say they get job for all the discussion we now have with the government say we now see. Finally we agree now we now see. Get fire back go and the capital building on money so the government engage job, right? And I want to agree though. So we explain our protest and say speak to us. And the chairman here, he told me, the machine bring your dealership. Today, we will have a decision together. So, we had a conversation yesterday. My board chairman called me and said, yellow machine, the vice president, he wants to see you, he wants to see the entire dealership and the rest of them. I did chief. Right now, I'm on my protest story. You all go there when you're listening in a meeting will still go on. The only thing I want here, they see where the government go on the radio, they say they coming around the man, they coming to on the street. The radio say they ain't talking to me, they talking on the radio. When they talk on the radio, I will hear, I'm not being in a meeting. I'm not looking for contact. I didn't go see the Bible and do now what I'm looking for. Everybody want education in life. But the last thing you must never and ever you will never do in your entire life is to break people's trust and confidence. The entire country, everybody there talking about the one yellow machine. Any attempt from the compromise the Indians of the people, I'll be killing myself. I will not be able to walk freely. My children will bear the full weight of everything I will do. And so, our chairman, thank you for standing with us. The breaking news, the chairman will break the news. That one, I will give it with the chairman. They say that people want to talk beating, right? So, the chairman will break the news. And our chairman, we want to say thank you for standing with us. We say look forward to you. Even though there is a breaking news which you will get, but we look forward to you for future support, for future engagement. This our media today should not end here. These are young people. Some of them got great potential. In fact, almost all of them, they who are choosing to be criminals, they who are choosing to carry on other terrible activities. We see our friends in the community that take drugs to hold out terrible things. I mean, your engagement or our interaction should not just stop to put the section, or helping us to speak for our right. Our people here, they need vocational education. I am one person that believes that the best thing government can do is to provide vocational education for the people. The young man you find riding back today, they can stand on that back, 2 persons can climb on that back. Chief, 5 years from now, the energy will no longer be available. What happens? It means they will go back in the same community and start taking drugs and start doing tribal things. It didn't let them connect somebody while. You don't necessarily have to be riding motorbike. Motorbike all by itself that stress. They break. You don't want to break because your whole body, everything can be tired, the pain. But again, you get children school fee to pay, you get full money to pay, all kind of story there on you. So you really, you think somebody you forcing it, not this, you gotta go hustle. So they force to rap back. All we are asking national government to do is to protect their future, thereby providing vocational opportunities for them. Nobody want a child to be viral in Liberia. Get this clear. Nobody, not a single person, no matter how kind of poverty they be expressing. Because the negative perception out there for us is not good, right? So you will always want to find yourself doing something else. Honorable Chairman, these are our few. These are the future generation, and then yes, so they get money here. What I put there say we are the future of the country, but they get big and two in certain things, and they want you at second classes. But thank God you are about to break the news, Honorable Chairman. Thank you so much. There's one. There's one. There's one.
Put your hands together for the spokesperson, the leader, the Honorable Chokon Bekile. Without much ado, please receive our lead advocate, the Honorable Chairman Mama K. Molu Jr., who will break the news.
Thank you. Please have a seat. Thank you very much. We'd like to begin by extending words of gratitude to leaders and officials of the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, known as the Movement Stand. We also like to extend gratitude to all the members of STAND throughout the various constituencies of our country. And before touching on the breaking news, it is important for us to explain to you what STAND is not. The Movement, Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, or STAND, is not a political organization. And STAND will not evolve into a political institution. STAND is a non-governmental, charitable civil society advocacy organization that was created with a mission to be a resounding voice of the voiceless. Those that society have discarded as nobodies, individuals that are considered vulnerable, the downtrodden, the marginalized, the economically dispossessed are the ones for whom we exist. When people say you no one, when people say you nobody, when people say you have no rights, be it in villages, cities, or towns, you are the owners of sin. We will continue to be a non-political voice of the voiceless. The people discarded and marginalized economically, socially, culturally, all the needs are the people for whom STAND was founded to advocate for. STAND is your entity. We do not have any political alliances. When it comes to Liberia, we do not know political parties. We don't know tribes. We don't know religion. We only see people. We see good versus evil. It stands ideological, philosophical values. Whoever that commits wrongs against the people is an enemy of sin. regardless of politics, regardless of religion, regardless of ethnicity. STIN is an integrated institution proudly that we always stand tall in defense of the masses. And so I was still surprised when I watched a short video with statements attributed to Police Inspector General Godfrey Cuomo, who said that some of us have just formed our voice and that we were not talking when bad things were happening under the Georgia government. I will not blame him for the misquotation of facts, because he was busy under that government, working in that government, making money, and forgot about vibrant voices that were speaking truth to power. I spoke under Georgia's government that corruption was a problem, and I encouraged him to take action against corrupt officials. I said under President Williams' government that people that were affected West should be investigated. And I do not have a problem even today to ask that individuals under President Sterling, under President Weir, that stand accused of corruption should be prosecuted. I'm a team that today. I'm not proud like those who are working in that government, making money and closing their eyes or their ears from the reality of those days. So, Mr. Cuomo needs to know, I have never lost my voice in this country. Even under the CDC-led government or the George Weir-led government, because Weir has said it was not the CDC-led government. I spoke out when wrongs were being committed. And I will speak out when wrongs are being committed, even on a broadcast that appears to be on an errant path that should be corrected. So for Cuomo to say that people lost their voice is a misrepresentation of the facts. Since he's now police director, murder has no statute of limitation. If they are facts to prove that people were murdered under President Weir's government, I encourage Governor Obama now to open the files to prosecute those that are accused of murdering the people like people under the Weir government. Because crime or murder has no statute of limitation. Murder under President Weir is wrong, as murder under Barker is wrong. I know why Mr. Cuomo is getting afraid. He's afraid because sin has called for the disrupting and the prosecution of police officers that murder people protesters in Kinjo. We maintain that position and we will campaign for it when the those that are responsible for killing protesters at point blank range are brought to book and prosecuted consistent with the due process of law. We don't apologize for that. So Mr. Cuomo must be careful because I heard him when you try to create the impression that for one to protest will constitute lawlessness. Protest is an inalienable right in the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia that is guaranteed by law. It is a right given to every Liberian citizen and should be exercised within the confines of the rule of law. Governor Cuomo is too small to attempt to forestall or prevent the exercise of the rights and the responsibility of the Liberian citizens. Protest is a right. And any police director that will try to prevent Liberians from exercising fundamental rights will not last long as police director. We will ensure that you are removed. Mr. Kwame must not attempt to do what his predecessors tried and failed. Every Liberian citizen has a right to the exercise of basic rights, which includes the right to protest. It is a right guaranteed under the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Mr. Kwame is a baby to attempt to forestall that right. You can't do it. And you must be very careful, because Kwame is paid by my taxes. He's paid by taxpayers' money. He works for me and works for motorbike riders. You cannot suppress bike riders and will not be challenged. We will challenge you in our rule of law. So we are not eager for protest. That is why since stand was announced, we've never announced a protest before. Because protest, in our view, is a last resort. But if others will want to utilize that from day one, it's also a right. So fear of protest must not lead this police director to attempt to trample underfoot the rest of Liberians. He will not succeed. And those strangers in Liberian civil society or civil rights movement. I've been here 20 years ago. I was jailed by Madam Sani more than 14 times. I don't kowtow. I don't kiss the Tower of Babel on the golden calf. And we are supported and guided by men of valor, men of might, people of integrity that will not betray the struggle. We fear God. All men was in the start with Moas and one thing, we did not run away. So Kwame cannot chase us with M16. Are you hearing? We will always be peaceful, even in the face of aggression, even in the face of death. We will not be violent, but we will not subject ourselves to fear, because we are exercising fundamental rights. That is why today, when we schedule that meeting with bike riders and keke riders, and as God will have it, I come early for the meeting, and while keke riders in their thousands were making our way to the premises here, sales premises in Congo Town, I was surprised to see the police, the LNP, led by Gregory Kwame himself, ahead of them, right before sense office, attempting to unleash violence against the gathering of peaceful bike and keke riders. Had the keke riders and bike riders not been peaceful, it would have been chaos and bloodbath today, because the police had their arms out of the drone as if they were in battle zone. That was unfortunate. Thank God the bike riders, when we move in and caution that they should bike up and come to the premises, listen to us. Thank you for listening to us today. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. And so I laughed when I heard less than 30 minutes after the encounter here that the police has extended the no-go zone 3 months into the future. They didn't do it because they wanted to. They did it because of the fear pressure of the solidarity and trust for a new day stand. But guess what? Extension is not what you need. You need a complete abolition of no-go zone. To institute no-go zone against peaceful Liberians that are simply trying to win daily bread for their families is unconstitutional. The Liberian Constitution provides free movement of all Liberians
to and fro, north, east, and west. For one to prevent motorbike and keke riders from entering a particular place called no-go zone is unconstitutional, is illegal, and will be challenged. It will be challenged in the court of law. It will be challenged on the street to peaceful protest when it comes to that. Say we stand by you to do that. It is unconstitutional. The argument that some bike riders are violent, they are lawless. So hence, their lawlessness creates the basis for a no-go zone is flawed and baseless. We concede that there are few bike riders that may have been involved in arbitrary action or even criminal action. The police has the mandate. The police is paid by us to ensure that those criminals are apprehended and prosecuted in line with the rule of law. If a bike rider breaks the law, arrest that bike rider. But you cannot impose collective punishment on all for the crimes of the minority. That is unacceptable. It is the police responsibility, and we support this, that they put in place a just system that bike riders will be submitted to. You cannot impose one rule for bike riders, another rule for taxi drivers. Taxi drivers are no better than bike riders or taxi riders. They are the same human beings. The same rule that applies to bike riders must also apply to taxi drivers or to those of us that got jeeps. Just because I have jeep or I have a luxury car does not mean I got more or I got better character than those around motorbike. There are some people driving in that big cars that are more of a criminal than those driving on motorbike. They are here. Some are war criminals too. So you cannot craft a set of rules that is good for one and bad for the other. No. There must be a just system that applies across the board to everybody. So there's a police responsibility to ensure a system that is just and equitable is put in place that guides or governs the activities of bike riders, keke riders, even private car owners. There are some of us that we see the red route in traffic and will take the opposite lane. Police is standing there, allow you to park before you ride a luxury car. How do you call that? It's also wrong. Such practices are as much a problem to the system as bike riders and keke riders may be those that break the law. While we commend the police for extending the law goes on to 3 months, but it don't need to be extended. It needs to be abolished completely. Instead, we stand with you until the police abolishes this arbitrary, illegal, and unlawful action of government. Mr. Boakai must be careful. And we caution him to be cautious. The arbitrariness or the lack of government command will put him in trouble. President Boakai needs to exercise caution and be aware that Liberia has transitioned. The days of general justice are past. You cannot be a police director and be using your muscle to govern people other than or rather than the rule of law. The police is supposed to institutionalize the rule of law. Law and order must be restored and must be kept within the context of the rule of law, not outside the rule of law. And from our attempts to go outside the rule of law, we'll bring it back to it. We'll bring it right back to it. He's not above the law. He's a servant of the people. He's a servant. So just because you are huge and having muscle, does that mean that you will violate the rights of other people and go scot-free? Stand with oppose it, and stand with oppose it within the confines of the rule of law. So yes, not to make that clear, and we want to use this occasion to admonish backgrounders to always be within the confines of the rule of law. Don't break the law. While we advocate for you, it is also your responsibility to point out individuals or to weed out individuals that may want to tarnish the good name of the thousands of bike riders. Because they say, one rotten apple spoils the bunch. So those that are giving you bad names, make sure that your system will bring them to justice by turning them over to the police to be prosecuted when they do something punishable that will tarnish the good image of most of you that are simply looking for daily bread for your family. Most of you are responsible people. You're not hooligans. Most of you are even in school, in universities. The few may even have degrees. So don't allow bandit policing to tarnish your reputation because of the negative behavior of a few persons in your midst. So make sure they are weeded out and turned over to the police for prosecution. With that said, I'd like to use this occasion to extend gratitude to a few of our executives that were very instrumental in intervening to rescue a child recently that would have been trafficked, that was in a sense stolen from the child's mother because of the power of a few persons, and another woman was attempting to see the woman's baby for keep. One of our officials, Madam Muna Fahad, and others were very instrumental in making sure that child was rescued through the National Police and returned to the mother, and the mother didn't even have a good place to sleep. They ensured that the generator resources and bought baby tub, bought food, and rented a new home for the mother of the child. So please give her a big round of applause to stand up for the great job they are doing. All the way, please stand up. Please stand. Let's not stand. Y'all get that big hand. Get that big hand. Y'all did well. They did extremely well. To break the story down, imagine a poor woman delivers a beautiful baby at the ELW hospital. Because of her condition, she can't afford money to pay hospital bill. Someone pays the hospital bill and takes the lady to her home and demands that the woman must pay back the money she spent, or else she will not leave the home. A second person who attempts to be a good Samaritan comes and say, "Hey man, get the money, I pay the money. Not any big money." And then she take the mother, say, "Let go. I don't know weakness so." And she herself becomes the main perpetrator. She sees the woman baby and then lies to police that the woman is crazy, she is insane. And therefore she lacks the ability to nurse her child. And then the police gave the woman's child to another person. When we were told of that very diabolical incident, Madam Fahad Western, she and a group of other standers, people are standers, and other standers immediately went to the woman's rescue, went to the police station, and the other woman was summoned. And while the woman, the mother of the child was there, the baby is crying for food, and the mother decided to nurse her own baby. The woman that sees the baby says she cannot allow the child's mother to give her breast milk. Can you imagine that? How wicked people can be. Madam Fahad and others stood their ground and were able to rescue that baby and return the baby to its proper mother and took her to a place of residence and said the place was inconducive and used her own money. Other people contributed. They went and rented a new home, went to Liberia market, bought all the things that people will need, baby diaper, baby towel, food, clothes for the mother, and took it to the mother. And today, she is nursing her baby happily. That was a redemptive mission. And we say thank you to Madam Mother. This is what stands for. We don't care where you come from. We don't care your political background. We are not a surrogate of any political party. If when your kid is political, we don't get involved. When I met the background, I asked them, is there any politician supporting your cause? Because if there is a political motivation behind this cause, we will not be a part of it. Because we are a non-political civil rights movement. And it was demonstrated very clearly that they are crying their own cry. Nobody helping them. So Stan chose to stand with them, and we remain standing with them. If the police director likes, let them go and bring back no-go zone. Stan will come back in defense of these bike and keke riders. We will stand up for them. We will fight for them for free. We don't need a dime for anybody to fight for you. That is our calling. We are career advocates. And we stand up, even at the peril or at the cost of our lives. We will stand. So what we are doing also that you need to know is we are localizing advocacy. Meaning, we will not be everywhere. So we are training advocates. We'll recruit you from this to this to that, this country, that village, that city, and equip you and send you back to your respective villages or your cities or your towns. Then in those areas, you become an advocate for your people. You become a stand advocate. So we are raising, recruiting, and training thousands of advocates to ensure even in the farthest corner, innermost corner, there'll be a voice of the voiceless that has the consciousness to stand up in defense of what is right. So if you are out there, no matter where you are, we are interested in recruiting and training you and sending you back in your respective communities to be a voice. Like among backgrounders, there should be a voice. There's a voice that you see, Yellow Machine. He's a voice of his community. So Stan is interested in equipping him for free.